Hello, my name is Jessie, 17 years old. I was originally just an ordinary girl, if not insignificant. All my life, I've always longed for the recognition of others, but I never got it. Until one day, sudden popularity came to me, but in a very ironic way. Not only that, but it also dragged me into a lot of trouble. But luckily, I got through that and sit here to share my story with you. I was born and raised in a small town in America. There is nothing outstanding there. No tourist destination, no local specialties, and no famous people have ever booked it here. It was as boring and dull as my own life. I've always been invisible at school. No one ever noticed me. Even the guy who had been in the same chemistry class with me for 3 years couldn't remember my name. The only thing that makes me proud of myself is my voice. But it was also quickly overlooked in the music club member selection last month. I knew it was very difficult to get into that particular club, especially for a girl of color like me. Because the club has been only favoring white students, there was never a member of color. So I prepared particularly carefully for my performance. But in response to my hard work, all I received were sarcastic remarks from the club members. "You don't have any charisma at all. Your lackluster performance is such a joke. Lol." Their words were like an arrow piercing the last piece of my confident armor. There was nothing else that could make me proud of myself. But one day, an event happened to me. I suddenly became famous. That evening, while I was lying in my room and surfing YouTube, I suddenly discovered that rapper Cardi B, the most famous American rapper recently, had just released a new song. I blushed and laughed so hard when I first heard the song. Its style was very weird, and the lyrics were ew. I bet all parents wouldn't approve of it. That song reminded me of the jokes my best friends used to tell me. They said I had a pretty similar appearance to Cardi B. If I changed my country girl style and put on heavy makeup, it would be a challenge for people to distinguish me from her. Naturally, an idea came to my mind. I would record a video that mimicked Cardi B's posture and then cover her latest song. Then if I sent that video to my best friends, they would surely laugh. So I took out my makeup and started doing my hair and making it look like Cardi B's. It shouldn't have been too difficult since we looked quite similar, so I just needed to put on a lot of bold makeup. After a while, my video was finally finished. I immediately sent it to my friends with a note, "Here comes Cardi B's doppelganger. She looks every inch an internet celebrity. Lol." After sending it, I didn't wait to see the reactions of my friends, but went to bed right after because I was too tired. The next morning, I woke up to find my phone flooding with text messages from my friends. They said I was famous. My video attracted a lot of attention. I was bewildered, not fully understanding what had happened. I remembered clearly that I had only sent the video to the group chat of my best friends. So how come a lot of people came across it? It turned out that a close friend of mine, after watching my video, got stunned by the resemblance between me and Cardi B and decided to send it to some friends of hers, and they sent it to other people. Soon enough, my video appeared all over social media and was even shared by many big pages that had a huge amount of followers. Just like that, I became a celebrity in one night. From the moment my video went viral, my life took a dramatic turn of direction. People started to pay a lot of attention to me, especially the members of my school's music club. I suddenly became a target of their talent hunt. They were very enthusiastic and wanted to invite me to the club, although I was harshly rejected and made fun of. "This is the charm you lack. Now you can join the club." I was extremely happy to hear that from them. I realized that imitating Cardi B would make me famous and get what I wanted from that club. So since that day, I officially discarded my country Jessie appearance and turned myself into a perfect replica of Cardi B. I spent a lot of money on buying makeup and wigs. Not only that, I also threw away all my old clothes and replaced them with sexy, revealing ones. I also posted a lot of selfies on social media and tried to imitate each of Cardi B's gestures as closely as possible. Those were things I've never done before. To be honest, it felt good, and my performance was excellent. I became famous and got a place in the club. Things were going pretty well until trouble started to strike. It started with my best friends. They said I had changed dramatically from before, and this made it impossible for them to recognize me. They thought I looked so fake and they missed their old Jessie. Absolutely not. I couldn't agree with any of what they said. The conflict between us kept increasing. In the end, I decided to quit hanging out with my best friends. I'd made plenty of new cool friends in the music club anyway. The next problem came from internet extremists. Many strangers commented with vulgar words under my social media pictures. They said I was an imposter and what I did would tarnish their idol's image. Among them, there was an account with the name James55 who regularly cursed and threatened me. Pathetic cowards like you can only hide behind the keyboard and feed from others' fame are the worst. I angrily replied to his comment, saying that I didn't do anyone harm by just imitating Cardi B. I didn't deserve to be treated like that. That was more than enough to give me a headache. But things have not stopped. Ever since I changed my style, my parents had been very displeased with me. They didn't want me to wear such revealing and sexy clothes, especially for a girl my age. But I deliberately ignored those words of my parents. Until that evening, when my parents and I were at home, we got a call from the principal. She expressed disapproval of the fact that I had been wearing inappropriate clothes to school, despite being reminded many times. The headmistress asked my parents to keep a strict eye on my style and didn't want the same thing to repeat. My dad was ashamed and furious after receiving that call. He dashed towards my wardrobe and took out the sexiest, most expensive clothes I just bought. In the blink of an eye, he tore it into pieces.
Oh, no!
I gasped in surprise at my father's actions. There was a big argument between us. I stormed out of the house in anger that night. I wandered on the street for a while and started to feel tired. I pulled out my phone and called my friends from the music club in hope that they would let me spend the night at their places. But as soon as they heard that I needed help, they quickly hung up. Someone even said it was dumb to leave the house at night and laughed. I was not their friend, not even considered an official member of the club. They recruited only white members. The only reason they asked me to join their club was to turn me into the club decoration, to boost their popularity without caring about my singing skill at all. I was boiling when that realization slowly dawned on me. Unbelievably, they dared to treat me like that. I slumped down and began to cry. At that moment, the sound of my ringtone notified me that I had a message. The screen showed James55's name. Out of curiosity, I opened the message. I was startled to see the photo he sent me. That was my picture, right then, sitting alone in the dark. I panicked, frantically looking around for that stalker. Suddenly, I was hugged tightly from behind by a man. Here I am, baby girl. I could feel his stinky breath on my neck, and it sent shivers down my spine. I screamed and struggled with all my might, surprisingly knocked the disgusting stalker who attacked me with the strength I didn't know I had. Enough! I shouted at him as I took off all my wigs and makeup. I was so tired of becoming someone else. All I wanted was a better life and recognition, but never had I thought I would lose myself in the process and become a piece of chess played by others. Enough of these troubles. I poured all the frustration that had been built inside me on the horrible man who tried to assault me. He realized that it was not worth it and hurriedly ran away from me. After he left, I slumped down on the ground and breathed a sigh of relief. I know that trouble will continue to come to me. Troubles like this would keep coming my way if I didn't change. From that day, I stopped imitating Cardi B and got back to being myself. But unlike before, I was no longer a timid, insecure Jessie, but instead a strong and confident badass. I profusely apologized to all my best friends and my parents and learned to reconnect with them. I understand now that I should not seek validation nor attention from others, but instead I should learn to appreciate myself more. True beauty is not what color your skin is or how you look. It is self-awareness and self-confidence.